The Secret Letter. Welcome to Speak English Naturally. Today's audiobook story is called The Secret Letter. This story is for A2 and B1 English learners. Listen slowly. Relax. You do not need to understand every word. Try to follow the story. Listen for useful vocabulary. Listen for natural American English. And most importantly, enjoy the story. Let us begin. Chapter 1. The Letter in the Book. Sophie Miller worked in a small public library. The library stood near the center of a quiet town called Brookfield. It was an old brick building with tall windows, wooden floors, and long shelves filled with books. Sophie loved it there. She loved the smell of paper. She loved the quiet sound of pages turning. She loved helping people find stories, information, and answers. Sophie was 29 years old. She had worked at the library for almost 5 years. Most days followed the same comfortable routine. She arrived at 8:30 in the morning. She turned on the lights. She checked the book return box. She placed returned books on a cart. Then she opened the front doors at 9 o'clock. Students came to study. Parents brought young children. Older people read newspapers. Tourists sometimes entered to ask for directions. Sophie knew many visitors by name. She knew what books they liked. She knew who always returned books late. She knew who wanted to talk and who wanted to be left alone. Sophie liked routines. Routines made life feel safe. But on one cold Monday morning, something happened that was not part of her routine. Sophie arrived at the library earlier than usual. Rain tapped softly against the windows. The sky was dark gray. The streets outside were nearly empty. She took off her wet coat and hung it near the staff room. Then she walked toward the book return box. The box was full. "Busy weekend," Sophie said quietly. She pulled out the books one by one. A children's story about a bear, a cookbook, a travel guide to Italy, a book about gardening, a mystery novel. Then she found an old blue book. It was called The House by the Lake. Sophie looked at the cover. She knew most library books well, but she did not recognize this one. The cover was faded. The pages were yellow. There was no library sticker on the front. She opened it. There was no barcode, no library stamp, no name. "That is strange," she whispered. Someone had probably returned a personal book by mistake. It happened sometimes. Sophie placed it beside the computer. She planned to check it later. The morning became busy. A teacher brought a group of children. A college student needed help using the printer. An older man could not remember his email password. A woman asked for books about changing careers. By lunchtime, Sophie had almost forgotten about the blue book. She made a cup of tea and sat behind the front desk. The rain continued outside. The library felt warm and peaceful. Sophie picked up the old book, The House by the Lake. She opened the cover again. On the first page, someone had written the message by hand. "For Anna, some promises do not disappear." Sophie read the sentence twice. "For Anna, some promises do not disappear." The handwriting was neat but old-fashioned. The ink had faded slightly. Sophie turned the page. A folded piece of paper fell onto the desk. She looked down. It was an envelope. The paper was cream-colored. The edges were worn. One name was written on the front, Anna. There was no address. No stamp. Nothing else. Sophie looked around the library. Everyone was busy. A teenager typed on a laptop. A man slept quietly in a chair. 2 women whispered near the history section. Sophie picked up the envelope. It felt light. There was definitely a letter inside. She wanted to open it, but she stopped herself. It was not her letter. Someone had written it for Anna. Maybe it was private. Maybe it was important. Maybe someone had placed it in the book by mistake. Sophie turned the envelope over. It had never been sealed. The small paper flap was already open. She could see part of the letter inside. Sophie hesitated. Should she read it? Her job was to find the owner of the book. Maybe the letter could help, but reading another person's letter felt wrong. She placed the envelope on the desk. Then she picked it up again. She looked at the words inside the cover. Some promises do not disappear. What promise? Who was Anna? Who had written the message? Sophie felt curious, very curious, but she decided to wait. She carried the book into the staff room. Her co-worker, Marcus, was eating lunch at the small table. Marcus had worked at the library for 12 years. He was friendly, organized, and very good at remembering people. Sophie placed the blue book in front of him. Do you recognize this? Marcus looked at it. The House by the Lake. You know it. I know the title. It was popular many years ago. Is it a library book? Marcus opened the cover. No barcode. No stamp. I do not think so. It was in the return box. Marcus nodded. Someone probably dropped it in by mistake. Sophie showed him the handwritten message. Marcus read it aloud. For Anna. Some promises do not disappear. He looked interested. Then Sophie showed him the envelope. Marcus raised his eyebrows. Well, that makes things more interesting. I have not opened it, Sophie said quickly. Marcus smiled. I did not say anything. I thought about opening it. That is not surprising. Do you think I should? Marcus leaned back in his chair. Is the envelope sealed? No. Does the book have an owner's name? No. Then the letter may be the only way to identify the owner. Sophie looked at the envelope. So you think I should read it? Marcus smiled. I think you already know you are going to. Sophie laughed softly. That is not helpful. It is honest. Sophie sat across from him. She held the envelope carefully. The paper felt old. For a moment, she imagined Anna holding the same letter. Had Anna ever read it? Did she know it existed? Why was it hidden inside a book? Sophie slowly pulled out the letter. It was one page, written by hand. The date at the top surprised her. October 14, 1998. More than 25 years earlier. Sophie took a breath and began to read. Dear Anna, I have written this letter many times. Each time, I tear it up. Each time, I tell myself the past should stay in the past. But some things cannot stay hidden forever. There is something you deserve to know. Sophie stopped. Marcus looked at her. What does it say? Sophie continued reading silently. Her eyes moved slowly across the page. Then her expression changed. What? Marcus asked. Sophie looked up. This is not a love letter. What is it? Sophie looked back at the paper. It says Anna was adopted. Marcus became quiet. Sophie continued reading. The letter explained that Anna's parents had loved her deeply, but they had never told her the truth about her birth. The writer said Anna had a biological sister, a younger sister, someone Anna had never met. At the bottom of the letter was a name. With love, Margaret. Sophie read the final sentence. If you ever find this letter, please come to the house by the lake. I will be waiting. Sophie lowered the paper. For several seconds, neither she nor Marcus spoke. The rain tapped against the window. A clock ticked on the wall. Marcus finally said, That is a very private letter. I know. And very old. I know. Do you think Anna ever saw it? Sophie looked at the envelope. I do not think so. Why? There are no fold marks except the original fold. The letter looks untouched. Marcus thought carefully. Maybe Margaret placed it inside the book and planned to give to Anna, but never did. Or she did give it to her, and Anna never opened it. Sophie looked at the date again. October 14, 1098. What should we do? She asked. Marcus looked at the book. We should find out who returned it. Sophie nodded. They went to the computer and checked the list of books returned over the weekend. But because the blue book was not a library book, there was no record of it. They checked the security camera near the return box. The camera showed the sidewalk outside the library. On Saturday afternoon, several people returned books. A mother with 2 children. A young man wearing headphones. An older woman with an umbrella. A delivery driver. The video was not clear enough to show which person had dropped the blue book. Sophie watched the older woman carefully. She wore a long green coat. She moved slowly. She carried a large cloth bag. Could that be Anna? Sophie asked. Marcus shrugged. Maybe. Or Margaret. Maybe. Or someone completely different. Maybe. Sophie sighed. Marcus smiled. Mysteries are difficult when every answer is maybe. They returned to the staff room. Sophie placed the letter back inside the envelope. Then she placed the envelope inside the book. We need to protect it, she said. Marcus nodded. And we need to decide how much we should investigate. Sophie looked at him. What you mean? This is not a library mystery novel. These are real people. I know. Finding Anna could change her life. Sophie looked at the message inside the cover. Some promises do not disappear. What if she deserves to know? Sophie asked. Marcus did not answer immediately. Then he said, sometimes the truth helps people. Sophie waited. And sometimes it hurts them. The library phone rang. Marcus stood to answer it. Sophie remained at the table. She looked at the book. The House by the Lake. She had never heard of a house by a lake near Brookfield. But the title might not be a coincidence. Maybe there really was a house. Maybe Margaret had waited there. Maybe she was still waiting. Sophie touched the faded blue cover. She felt something she had not felt in a long time. Not comfort. Not routine. A strong need to know what happened. She opened her notebook and wrote 3 questions. Who is Anna? Who is Margaret? Where is the house by the lake? Then she added one more. Who returned the book? Sophie closed the notebook. Outside, the rain continued. Inside the quiet library, an old secret had just begun to wake up. Vocabulary break. Let us learn useful words and phrases from this chapter. Routine means the usual things you do regularly. For example, Sophie followed the same morning routine at the library. A public library means a library that people in the community can use. For example, Sophie worked in a small public library. A book return box is a box where people return library books. For example, Sophie found the blue book inside the book return box. Faded means having lost some color over time. For example, the cover of the old book was faded. Barcode means a group of lines that a computer scans to identify something. For example, the blue book did not have a library barcode. By mistake means accidentally. For example, someone may have returned a personal book by mistake. Handwriting means the way a person writes by hand. For example, the handwriting in the book was neat. An envelope means a paper cover used for a letter. For example, Sophie found an envelope inside the book. Sealed means closed, so it cannot be opened easily. For example, the envelope was not sealed. Hesitate means to pause because you are not sure what to do. For example, Sophie hesitated before reading the letter. Identify means discover who or what someone or something is. For example, the letter might help identify the book's owner. Tear something up means rip paper into small pieces. For example, Margaret said she had torn up the letter many times. Adopted means legally raised by parents who are not the person as biological parents. For example, the letter said that Anna had been adopted. Biological sister means a sister related to you by birth. For example, Anna had a biological sister she had never met. Untouched means not used, opened, or changed. For example, the letter appeared to be untouched. A security camera means a camera used to watch and record an area. For example, Sophie checked the library as security camera. Investigate means to try to discover the truth about something. For example, Sophie wanted to investigate the old letter. Deserve means having the right to receive or know something. For example, Sophie wondered if Anna deserved to know the truth. Coincidence means two connected events that happen by chance. For example, the title of the book might not be a coincidence. Waking up a secret means causing an old hidden truth to become active again. For example, the letter woke up a secret from the past.